नई जगह है, सही लग रहा है सब कुछ। बेड तो नहीं दिख रहा, सही बोलो। चलो शुरू करते हैं विदाउट कैबेज। हाँ, यस और नो? Hey guys, welcome back to the BC show. This time around again, I'm without cabbage. हाँ भाई, कैबेज नहीं है एंड द रीजन फॉर दैट इज बिकॉज दिस टाइम अराउंड मैं 3-4 फोनों का रिव्यू एक झटके में कर रहा हूँ एंड सिंस आई हैव बीन टेस्टिंग दोज फोन्स थ्रू द लास्ट कपल ऑफ मंथ्स, सो द क्वेश्चन दैट वी आर ट्राइंग टू आंसर इज आपको कौन सा फोन लेना चाहिए अगर आपका बजट है 40,000। पिछले कुछ साल में आपको 40,000 के प्राइस पॉइंट में उतने अच्छे ऑप्शंस नहीं मिल रहे हैं। थोड़े और साल पहले जाए 2017, 2018, तब काफी सारे ऑप्शंस होते थे। Particularly, the category was invented by OnePlus. They used to pride themselves by calling their phones the flagship killers. In 2019, in 2020, the OnePlus 7 Pro came, the OnePlus 8 Pro came, and this year we had the OnePlus 9 Pro. So now they have officially become the flagship. They have killed many flagships, particularly many Samsung flagships. So what should be your option? One of the reasons 2019 और 2020 में हमने ये सारे flagship killer phones नहीं देखे क्योंकि Qualcomm जो सबसे ज्यादा एंड्रॉइड प्रोसेसर्स बनाते हैं उनका फोकस 5G की तरफ चले गया था एंड अ लॉट ऑफ दीज फ्लैगशिप किलर फोन्स देयर मेन फंडा वाज क्वाइट सिंपल। दे वुड पैक इन द लेटेस्ट Qualcomm processor and kind of just give you a good enough experience on everything else, be it the camera, be it the software, be it design, and they would sort of skim on some heavy duty flagship class features जैसे कि आपका वायरलेस चार्जिंग हो गया, IP67 वाटर एंड डस्ट रेजिस्टेंस हो गया, स्टेरियो स्पीकर, ये फीचर्स तो वो स्किप ही कर देते थे। गुड हैप्टिक, आपको ये चीजें नहीं मिलती थी इन फोन्स में, मगर आपको फ्लैगशिप प्रोसेसर मिल जाता था, आपको सबसे ज्यादा रैम मिल जाती थी, फास्ट मेमोरी मिलती थी, आपको डिसेंट कैमरा मिल जाता है, डिसेंट डिजाइन, ये सब चीजें मिली। बट 2019 और 2020 में Qualcomm का Snapdragon 855 एंड 865 प्रोसेसर के साथ में आपको एक 5G मॉडेम भी मिला। 2019 में 5G still was nascent, so all the phones that came out like the Xiaomi K20 series, K20 Pro particularly, even the OnePlus 7, they got the Snapdragon 855 but without the 5G modem. In 2020, when the 865 came out with the modem being a separate module from the main SoC but a compulsory purchase, that price benefit they couldn't to the end user. So all of these phones started becoming more and more expensive. So this year what they have done is they have introduced a new chip called the Qualcomm Snapdragon 870, which is basically an 865 with some additional features, higher clock speed. So you're not really compromising on the experience what you were getting last year. You are getting a better experience than a phone that was launched in 2020, but at a lesser price point than the 2021 flagship. Also, a middle ground, बीच का रास्ता इन्होंने लिया है। So अब काफी सारे Snapdragon 870 के phones आ चुके हैं, and particularly the two that are really relevant under 40,000 rupees are these two phones, the Xiaomi Mi 11X and the OnePlus 9R. very interesting phone. Specs wise ये दोनों फोन काफी सिमिलर है, दोनों में Snapdragon 870 प्रोसेसर है। प्राइमरी कैमरा इज अ 48 मेगापिक्सल, आपको इसमें 3 कैमरा पीछे मिल रहे हैं, आपको इसमें 4 मिल रहे हैं, बट फॉर ऑल इंटेंट्स एंड पर्पसेस दिस इज ऑल्सो अ ट्रिपल कैमरा सिस्टम। एक्चुअली फंक्शनली बोथ आर ड्यूल कैमरा सिस्टम। यू गेट जस्ट एन एडिशनल डेप्थ सेंसर एंड अ ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट कैमरा which is not very useful. Specs wise they are very similar. Price wise there is a big difference of around 10,000 rupees. Well, on paper both are excellent phones. The main USP of the OnePlus 9R is OnePlus's USP. The OnePlus brand, you're getting a similar design to a OnePlus 9 as well. The biggest USP is Oxygen OS. Oxygen OS is OnePlus का take on Android, and हम लोग तो कहते हैं OnePlus makes better Android than Google itself. Feels so smooth, so fluid, especially when combined with a 120 Hz screen, and it also gets software updates on time. Already OnePlus has released a beta of Android 12 which it had to pull admittedly for the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro, so chances are even this phone is going to get Android 12 pretty quickly, most probably in the next 2 or 3 months, probably before when Google properly releases Android 12 for its own Pixel phones. This should be around same corner. Sometimes OnePlus has managed to roll out these updates even faster than the Pixel is getting them, so that's a huge USP. You also get a very nice screen, you get a camera, a quad camera system out here, but it's not a Hasselblad camera system. The colors are not as good, but it's a decent camera. It will do the job. If you really don't care about photography but you just want something above average, this will do the job. It's a very ergonomic phone. And if I didn't tell you, अगर आपको बताता नहीं तो आपको कभी पता नहीं चलेगा कि ये असल में प्लास्टिक का बना है. So it feels like a normal OnePlus phone which has got metal rails and a glass back, but it feels exactly like that, but it is actually plastic. So that's there. You even get an in-display fingerprint scanner, is also a cool thing. Software is obviously its biggest USP, and you're getting all of that, and at a price point which is at 40k, so it's much more affordable than the OnePlus 9 while looking similar and offered in this really soothing color. So it's going to be a great option for people who love the brand, who want to be seen with a OnePlus phone and or generally want a no-nonsense Android phone. Even if you're coming from iOS, this is going to feel really smooth, because remember, iOS phones right now only have 60Hz screens. So this OnePlus Oxygen OS experience is going to perhaps thoda zyada more smoother than even if I'm comparing it to the iPhone. This phone is a heavy hitter because it starts at 30k and it does all the things that this phone does equally well, if not better. For example, you don't get an in-display fingerprint scanner, but you get a fingerprint scanner on the side which works actually faster. So it makes more sense. This display is gorgeous. 6.67 inches, gorgeous screen, HDR support. You even get dual stereo speakers, sound loud and clear. Great haptics on this. This phone still has slightly better haptics, but this is close enough. Most people will not care about the differences. But the one big area of difference will matter are the cameras. Now these 3 cameras do a way better job than the 4 cameras on the OnePlus. They just do a way better job. Colors are a little more saturated, almost Samsung-like, but they pop and they work well even with the Gcam mod, which this phone doesn't, the OnePlus 9R. So if you're interested in that kind of tweaking as well, this phone is going to make a lot of sense. Also, another good thing about this is that MIUI is improving a lot. MIUI इतना ज़्यादा improve हो गया है. अभी भी कुछ खामियां हैं. For example, आपको वो गंदा सा Get App Store मिलता है जो काफी सारी notifications फेंकते रहता है, ad की तरह feel करता है. You get a bunch of preloaded apps, but there are no ads in MIUI 12. And MIUI 12.5 is coming, which is going to allow you to remove a lot of preloaded apps. It's going to clean up things even further. So the gap is getting reduced between Oxygen OS and MIUI. And MIUI also gets a lot of updates, constant updates, perhaps not as many updates as Oxygen OS. So generally, as an overall functional phone, this provides a better experience in my opinion. Software still is better. The brand is way cooler. I think this color looks much nicer. This is a smudge magnet and a rather boring look. Snapdragon 870 phones, the 9R has the worst camera of the lot. So you're actually buying for the OnePlus. You're paying that extra premium for the OnePlus brand. And that never used to be the case. So that thing has changed. But there are 2 more phones that are kind of outliers. One is the 2020 iPhone SE. You get that Apple build quality. You get IP67 water and dust resistance. You get wireless charging. You get those really cool stereo speakers, and you get the A13 Bionic chip, which is still faster than the Snapdragon 888. सोचिए 2019 का chip, which was first introduced पहले iPhone 11 सीरीज में इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था, is still faster than the best Android chip right now. You get all of that in a package that costs less than 40,000 rupees. That's really important. And on top of it, you are getting a really compact phone. It's an iPhone SE. It's a classic design. Now it's a pro and a con. It's a small screen phone. Today, आजकल हम लोग phones की बात करते हैं, सबकी screen size 6 इंच से ज़्यादा होती है. This is a small screen, and it's an old school screen. LCD panel, huge bezels. Go back to Touch ID. I think going back to Touch ID is a pro. Face ID really is problematic in the age of masks. That's a different issue. It really is going to depend कि अगर आपको छोटा फोन चाहिए या बड़ा फोन चाहिए. But I think the best balance that you get out of all these phones is on this one, the Mi 11X Pro. Yeah, this is the Pro avatar of the Mi 11X. The big differences are in the cameras and the silicon. आपको इसमें Snapdragon 888 processor मिल रहा है. Of course, you're paying more for it, but it's again 40,000. So now similar price to the OnePlus 9R, and you get a second generation 108 megapixel camera. A Samsung 108 megapixel camera. It's not the flagship one, but it is the second best camera phone that I've spoken about. It's not as good as the Vivo X6 Pro, but it is definitely better than the Mi 11X or even the OnePlus 9R, iQOO 7, and even the iPhone SE, which perhaps still better on video, but in stills now this is the second best. Great for portraits, lots of detail, and you get everything else that's great about the Mi 11X. So yeah, अगर आपका budget 40,000 है तो probably Mi 11X Pro is the best phone for you. But if you want to save up on a lot of money, then I would recommend the Mi 11X. If you want just a great brand and the best software experience, then it is going to be the OnePlus 9R. If you want the compact phone and the most powerful phone of the lot, then it's going to be the iPhone SE. And if you want the best camera phone of the lot, it's going to be the Vivo X60 Pro. Let me know about this video in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And if you disagree with this video, still give it a dislike button and maybe sort of share your thoughts in the comment section and curse me and Cabbage. Do curse Cabbage because he's not here, so that's a great opportunity for us to bitch behind his back. Cheers.